All right, everyone. So what we're going to be doing is a lot of core today, a lot of abdominals. I would love for you to have a roller and I would love for you to have a long band, okay? If you don't have the long band or the roller, you can use a fit ball, a smaller ball, anything that you can actually move your leg in and out. If you don't have that, get a towel if you have a slippery floor so you can actually push the legs in and out as we work. Okay, if that doesn't happen either, that's okay. You can do it without anything. You're just gonna have to probably do the set twice over doing the same thing. All right. Other than that, we're gonna lay down, start with our backs on the ground, the knees bent, and we're gonna go through our breathing and our warm up. So find a comfortable spot. Okay, knees bent, roll down, and then find your alignment of nose, sternum, belly button, knees and hip bones, and your ankles, sorry, your heels align with the sit bones. If you need to go a little wider, that's fine too. Let's do 2 to 3 breaths here, remembering that the breath goes to the back, side, and then to the top of the ribs. Relax the abdominals on the breath out. And then think of that imagery of the umbrella, the rib cage being an umbrella. Start opening the umbrella from the back of the ribs, then side and front. Shoulders are pulling down and collarbone is nice and wide. Feel free to bend your elbows or reach your hands down to your feet. Support your head if you need to be a little bit more elevated, less stress on the neck and shoulders. Good. Keep breathing and adjust whatever you need to adjust as we're breathing. And then we're going to pull the pelvic floor. So think of tailbone going towards pubic bone going towards tailbone. Then feel the activation of the lower abdominals here where the pubic bone is. Sink and then think of lifting it. As you lift, hug the hip bones. And as it goes higher, hug the lower ribs at the end. Breathing in, back, side, front of ribs. Breathing out, pelvic floor, tailbone to pubic bone to tailbone. Sink the pubic bone, lower abdominals. Lift, hug the hip bones. Keep lifting, hug the lower ribs. So imagery of a core set closing towards the midline of the body, right? Give me 3 more. Really activate this deep core. We're going to be using it a lot today. Good. Let's add the marching. So on your breath out, make sure you stabilize the ribs, let's add the pelvic tilt. So on the breath out, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis through the deep abdominal muscles, pushing the low back into the mat. Now lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the sit bone. Keep the rib cage quiet, arch the low back, and dip the pubic bone to the big toes. Okay, you can also use the imagery of a marble. As you scoop the abdominals, you roll the marble towards the belly button, it falls in there. As you breathe in, you want to roll the marble back towards the tailbone, it may fall between the big toe. Breathe out. Pelvic floor, sink the pubic bone and lower abdominals, lift, hip bones hug, lower ribs hug. Breathe in, lengthen the tailbone, the sit bones, the whole spine, and then roll that marble forward. 2 more. Both sides of the abdominal wall working, breathe in. Both sides of the spine moving and working even. Okay, if it's not working, stay there, scoop and lift. Or keep lengthening the spine until you find that both sides are working even. Find your neutral. Tailbone anchored, sacrum on the floor, low back gently hovering off the floor, and ribs melted into the floor. If you prefer to go into an imprint, go ahead. If you need to support your imprint, just put that rolled up mat that we always use under your back. Now let's march. So on the breath in, stabilize your right side or the side away from the camera, and then float the other leg up, keeping the tailbone heavy, the pubic bone reaching forward, and the pelvis in the same position. Breathe out, scoop, lift the abdominal, especially the hip bone of the leg that was up, and bring the leg gently down, alternating for 6. Stabilize the side that stays down. The other leg just float. We're not yanking that hip flexor. Scoop. Get the stability of the abdominals. Leg goes back down. So keep alternating. Really stabilizing the opposite side. Breathing in or out to lift the leg. And then starting with a breath out at the top to keep the stability of the pelvis. And then lower the leg down. So I'm going to do last 2 because I started with this leg. And then I'm going to finish with the leg away from the camera. Good. Let's go into our crunch. So arms to ceiling. Tuck your chin. Lengthen the base of the skull, the base of your neck. Look at a corner, so between your wall and the ceiling. On the breath out, scoop, lift the abdominal. Try to keep neutral if that works for you. Roll the head, hold the peach between chin and chest. Push the back of the ribs around the broad line area to continue rolling the shoulders. Hands come to your side if you started at the top. Breathe in, roll down, keeping the connection of pelvis and ribs. You may start with the hand next to your hips and do the same thing. Chin to chest, scoop, lift the abdominals, press the back of the ribs. Keep the collarbone nice and wide, roll down. You may also support your neck if you need to. Lengthen the back of the neck, tucking the chin in. Shoulders, elbows wide. 45 degrees is fine. You're leading still with the head and the ribs. You're not pulling from the head to come up. So if the hand comes off the head, you really haven't changed the position of your neck. All right, let's add the marching. So about 4 to 6 crunches. Then you're going to continue crunching and then marching. So we're adding both movements. Scoop, lift. Breathe in or out to go down. Remember that the abdominals stay connected. I'm going to use my arms. And then for those of you also using the arms, you can go further back and then come back. Your arms can go further back for more range of motion. Watch that you're not lifting the shoulders. You're just lifting from your outer arm. So this is going to be my last marching with crunch. My number 6. And then I'm going to come down, bring the hands down to the floor, lengthen the neck back out. Oh, I have glasses here. Okay, we're going to imprint. Bring the legs up. Okay. Keep the legs here closer to you. It's less stress on your low back. Further away, or even more if you want, is a lot more work on your lower abdominal and pelvis stability. Pick what's okay for you. Okay, shoulders down, lengthen the back of the neck. Let's do, we're going to extend the leg out. So I'm going to breathe out, reach one leg out. Bring it back, reach the other. We're just doing 4. So I'm at a 45-degree angle. See, I'm reaching to the edge of my wall to ceiling. I'm not lowering too much unless I can keep the stability of my abdominals. Otherwise, check where you need to be, where you can hold that stability, and then reach the leg. And then pull it back. Last one. Now, let's alternate continuously. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more, 6. Hug your knees and rock side to side. So we're going to progress this movement, right? Let's go ahead and do the double leg. So you're going to breathe out, reach, and pull, and go. 1. Lift the abdominals and pull. If that's too much for you, go more towards the ceiling. If you cannot straighten the leg, just straighten as much as you can. All I want is lumbo-pelvic stability. So make sure the low back and the pelvis are not rocking forward and back. Last one. So this is an angle you can go to. Hug the knees, rock side to side. Okay, so we're going to combine the crunches with these. So we're going to go for single. So I'm going to progress you into the abdominals on the floor, the abdominals with the roller, and then the abdominals with some arm work, okay? So we're gonna start off with single leg stretches. You're gonna crunch up. You don't have to, but if you're gonna keep the head down, you put something under your neck so you can do these. We're gonna take both hands on top of the knee that's closer to the camera. It's my left knee. And then you're gonna reach one leg out, okay? Keep the pelvis as quiet as you can and crunch from pushing the back of the ribs into the mat. If your head is down, it's the same thing. Maybe you wanna raise your leg because of your back, okay? We're gonna switch for 10. So you're gonna breathe out, switch, breathe out, switch, reach the leg that's going away. 3, pull and reach without changing the position of the pelvis. 4, make sure you're not lifting the hip or rounding the pelvis. 5, so tailbone anchored and just legs moving. 7, push the back of the ribs. 8, pull more if you can, if you don't round the pelvis. 9, I lost count. And 10, both knees in, rest. All right, we're gonna do double leg stretch and we're gonna go for about 6 of these. Now, hands go outside the ankle. Again, head can stay down and you can just move the limbs, so the arms and the legs, okay? So the movement is, whether your head is down or up, I'm gonna crunch and do it. I keep the crunch if I'm up. I reach the arm and the leg towards the ceiling. I circle the arm around to bring the legs back in. I can pull it all the way in as long as I'm not moving my tailbone off the ground. Breathing. Breathe out, reach. I can go even further as long as I don't lose my crunch. Breathe in, pull. Let's go. So 1, and pull. 2, crunch higher when the arms go back. Pull. Now you can change the breath if you want to challenge even more. We're going to do 3 more. You can breathe in without arching. Breathe out, pull. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out. Use the legs to take the breath out. And last one, and rest the head down. Okay, the next one we're gonna do straight legs. Feel free to keep the knees bent and to hold behind the thigh. Head down or head up. So both legs to the ceiling, come up, hold where you can, okay? Lower the other leg away, keep the head down, and let's go. We're gonna start. So tailbone heavy, shoulders wide, elbows wide, and switch. 1, don't press the leg down, reach it away. 2, reach it away. 3, 4, 5, push the back of the ribs into the mat. 6, look between the thighs. 8, 9, abs pulling. 10, hug, rest. Rock the head side to side, shrug the shoulders to rest if you need to. Okay, that was 3. We have 2 more because this is a series of 5. So the next one is the double leg lower. So this one is always hard on the low back. So be careful how low you go. If your head is gonna stay down, 2 things. If the leg is straight, you're probably not gonna travel very far. Bend the knee a little bit more. You can go all the way to 90 degrees. And be careful with the back, okay? It's a lot less range of motion when your head is down. Otherwise, hands behind your head, lengthen the neck, shoulders nice and wide, legs at any level between 90 degrees all the way to legs straight. Crunch up, keeping the shoulders wide. Keep the head down if you want. Breathe out. Scoop the abdominals. Work on that imprint action that we were doing with the pelvis. Breathe in, bring the leg back up. We're doing 6, 2. Scoop and lift the abdominals, lift the leg. So make sure just the leg is moving in the joint. Good. 4, crunch higher. Good. Lengthen the back of the neck like you're tracking it. 6, 5. And 6. Crunch higher. And come down, hug, rock side to side. All right, last one is the crisscross. So legs come back up, 90 degrees, hands go back between the head, and we're gonna do the same single leg stretch, and we're gonna rotate to the knee that's bent. So I'm gonna straighten my leg that's opposite the camera, Keep the other leg bent. I'm gonna crunch, rotate, okay? So I'm pushing this shoulder down. I'm lengthening the other leg out. That's my stability point. Then I'm trying to reach my armpit, keeping my elbows wide, to the inside of my knee. Okay? Then come back to center and switch. And down and switch. Stay wide and don't rotate from the head. Watch your neck. 4. Okay, let's do 6 without stopping in the middle and go 1, 2, push the scapula on the mat. 3, rotate, leg reaches to stabilize it. 4, 5, and 6. And rest. Rock side to side. All right, excellent job. If you need to straighten the legs out and the arms up, get that stretch, open up the abdominals because we're gonna do it again. So now we know what we're going to be working with. Grab your roller or grab your big ball or a small ball, anything that rolls away, okay? So now we're gonna try to do movement through the roller. So the first one, the single leg stretch, we're gonna go roll and pull, bring it back, switch, bring it back, switch. That's the first one, okay? And then I'll show you the second one as we go. So roller or the fit ball up here, your legs are gonna be higher, so it's a bit less work on your core, but it's a little bit more stability. So if you rather use the fit ball, you can. All right, so remember that the roller really extends that leg low. You don't have to go all the way. So if you just push enough to where you're still stable, that's fine. Bring it back and switch. I'm fine with that. Now, crunching or not crunching, your arm is going to be doing this, right? So I'm gonna crunch up and I'm gonna bring my leg that's closer to you up here. Both knees are bent. So I'm gonna breathe out, push the roller away. I'm really stabilizing my back. And then I'm gonna bring it back and switch. 2, okay? Bring it back. If it's too much for you to extend, just go to here. 3, and then bring it back, okay? So watch your back. 4, pull it in. 5, pull it in. 6, crunch. Make sure that the back of the ribs is pressing. Elbows and arms wide. 7, pull it in. 8, tailbone heavy. Pull it in. 9, scoop. Good. And 10. Pull it in. Rest down. Good. And then nod your head side to side. So the next one is both legs going straight. Be careful with your back. I'm going to start with the knees bent and the hands outside my leg. I'm going to crunch up. You can keep the head down. And we're going to go breathe out. Push. My inner thighs are together. Circle the arm. Come back in. Okay? Now, inner thighs to help me. If you needed to go wider, that's fine. Okay? Otherwise, my inner thighs are together. I've got my toes here. Let's go for about 6. Press into the knee, crunch, breathe out. Reach, keep the crunch. Breathe in, circle, bring it back. 2. Bring it back. My inner thighs are still squeezing. 3. Don't lose the crunch. Keep the shoulders wide. Now switch the breath if you want to challenge. Breathe in. Breathe out to pull it in. Breathe in. You don't have to switch. It's harder with the breath in. Last one. And rest. Okay, head side to side. While you rest, the next one is like the first one, but the leg is straight, right? So we pull, bring it back. If you're here, just take where you can, bring it back. Or even here, you can straighten and the other leg can stay bent. Watch the pelvis, keep the tailbone heavy, and really use the legs if you're gonna straighten the leg, right? So again, I'm gonna start with the leg that's closer to the camera. I'm gonna crunch. Take your hand where you can hold without rolling the shoulder. So shoulder nice and wide. I'm gonna hold, breathe out, reach. Let's go. 1. Bring it in, switch. 2. Bring it in, switch. 3. Shoulders and elbows wide. 4. 5. Pull on the leg if you wanna come up a little higher. 6. 7. Yeah, support your head if you need to. 8, bring the head down if you get tired. Really use the leg to push the roller. 9 and 10. Bring it in and rest. Are we sweating yet? So, all that core today. Good. Okay, so the next one is the double leg, straight double legs, right? So all we're gonna do is we're gonna crunch and hold, and we're just gonna push and pull. So hands are gonna go behind the head, shoulders nice and wide, elbows wide, knees are bent, toes are on the roller, crunch. Scoop and crunch, hold. On the breath out, push away. On the breath in, keep the crunch, pull. 2. And pull. Really squeeze the thighs. 3, lift the inner thigh and the thighs. Press, abs lifted. 4, pull. 5, try not to move the pelvis. 6, tailbone is anchored. We can go to 10, let's go. 7, crunch higher. Shoulders wide, elbows wide. 8, crunch higher. Pull, stay crunch. 9. Woo, and 10. And pull and relax down. Nice. Good. Again, head side to side, shrug the shoulders if you need to. Very nice work. So last one is the crisscross. So we're going to be doing the same thing we did on the first one. Okay. Let me move back a little bit. Same thing we did on the first one, except that we're adding also the rotation. Okay, so bring it in. We're gonna crunch up with the hands behind the head, elbows wide. I'm gonna start rotating towards you. So I'm gonna push with the opposite leg, press into my scapula, rotate, pull back into the center and switch. And pull. So try to reach with the opposite rib. Yeah, across. 5. Good, everyone. Good, watch your neck. 6, keep the head in line with the chest. 7, don't pull on the neck. The head is pushing back on the hand. 8, 9, good, and 10. Woo-hoo. Hug the knees and rock side to side. Good. Catch your breath. You can just relax the legs on the roller if you want, or you can keep hugging the roller. So anywhere the roller wants to be, under your knee, under your thigh, is easier for your back. Yeah, so here will be the nicest for the back. So anywhere you want, just breathe and catch your breath. I'm sweating. I don't know about you guys. All right, so that was the series of 5 with the roller. Now we're gonna change it up and do it with the band. So we're gonna get a little bit more arm work involved in it. Okay, so I'm gonna take the roller away. Good. All right, so we don't forget what we did. So what I like to do for if you have a long band, if you don't, you're gonna have to do the first set that we did without the band, okay? Otherwise, I would really like you to wrap the band around both feet. So you're gonna go on the first foot and then leave some space and then wrap it around the second foot, okay? Hopefully it's long enough, because when we do the single legs, then you have room to move here, all right? If you want more resistance on the leg, then don't leave so much space. Tighten it up a little bit more, and then you're gonna get more leg work, okay? It's up to you. And again, if you don't have a band, just do it without the band, like the first set, still gonna work. Now for the arms, we're gonna anchor the elbow and hold the band. Same thing here. So when you send the leg away, this arm needs to hold. If you feel like, it's not enough, shorten the band and pull more. Then it's gonna work the leg more and the arm more, okay? So all these are to either take or remove resistance. Shorten, more resistance, lengthen, less resistance. We're gonna crunch up and do our single leg stretch. Again, shoulder down, anchor scapula, anchor elbow, and your biceps are going to be working quite a bit here, okay? And the back of the shoulders for stability. So pull as much resistance as you want, crunch up. And let's start. I'm starting with the leg closer to you. So 10, pull one, push one, 9, 8, push and pull. Keep the pelvis still, 7, 6, 5, squeeze the butt to push. 4, squeeze the butt, pull from the hip flexor. 3, keep pulling the band with the biceps. 2, and 1. And relax. Your neck might get a bit tight. If it does, you need less resistance on your arms, okay? So it doesn't pull on the neck. Of course, your head can stay down on all of these, just like the other ones. For the double leg stretch, we're now gonna use the arms straight, okay? So from this position, I'm gonna hold the band up here already, and my knees start bent. So I'm gonna breathe out. Sorry, let's breathe in. I'm gonna reach the arm and the leg this way, okay? I can pull the band back and the legs down as much as I want. Then I'm gonna circle the arm, pull the knee in and rest. So let's start with the elbows bent. Okay, so breathe in, reach. Breathe out, circle. Now, if you want it harder, arm goes further back, legs go further forward. And crunch, reach. Breathe in, circle. I changed the breath. And let's do 3 or 4 more. Go, let's do 4 more. Go, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep the head up if you want to make it harder. Breathe in. Don't lose the crunch. Breathe out. Reach that arm back. Circle, pull it in. We can do more. This was the 4. Let's do 2 more. 5. Don't lose the crunch. And 6. And circle. Okay? So here it is. Hug and rest. Nice. We have 3 more to go. So we have the straight leg scissors, okay? And that, we're gonna keep the elbows on the mat, the legs go up. And from there, you're gonna open only as much as you can. One leg is gonna pull towards you and one is gonna press back, so they have to go opposing each other. Add as much resistance as you want on the hand and crunch or don't crunch. Let's start with the legs up. Let's crunch up. I'm gonna move back so you can see all of me. Yep. So crunch up, pull, scapulas anchor, and let's go. 1. Pull one leg towards you and the other one away. Switch right away. 2. 3. 4. Use the butt to lower. Use the hip flexors to pull. 4, or your quads. 5. Crunch higher. 6, if you're up. 7. 8. 9, breathe out. 10. Woo! I broke my band. And rest. All right. That's super strong. I'm gonna tie it while you breathe because the other band is really far away. All right, so that was 3. The 4th one is going to be our double leg lowers, right? Love how we can fix these so easily. Just a knot. There we go. All right, so the double leg lowers, again, if your legs are wrapped around your band, keep it there. I'm gonna wrap it again. Hopefully it doesn't break again. Okay, now on this one, because we can open the band, open it a little bit. It's gonna work your outer thigh and give you a little bit more support. It's nice to do it with the legs slightly open with resistance. Elbows down, scapulas anchored, crunch or don't crunch. Breathe out, open the legs a little bit and let's lower. Scoop the abdominals, look. As you go down, make sure you're not arching. Let's go. 2, crunch higher as the leg goes down. Use your butt to pull the band down. I'm gonna add more resistance and go. 3. Squeeze the butt to lower and lift the abdominals. 4. Press with the butt, hold. 5. We're gonna go to 10. I'm gonna hold it between my thumb and my index finger. 6. Abs tight. I'm lowering a lot because my legs, I'm holding the legs with the band, so I'm taking a lot of the weight off. 8. Crunch. 9. Use the butt to lower. And 10. And bring it in and relax. Head side to side. Shrug the shoulders a little bit. Okay, so the next one, we're gonna do the crisscross, okay? And I'm gonna open the arms to the side with rotation. So I'm gonna bend the knee that's close to you, okay? And I'm gonna open my arms. So I bend and I'm gonna push the other one. I'm gonna rotate to you, open my arms as wide as I can, shoulder height. Then everything comes back to center and I do the other side. So I keep the other knee bent. Now straighten the leg that's close to you, rotate, my weight is on the opposite scapula, and I open up the arms and I come back. Okay, so let's try from there. I'm gonna count 10 more from here. Let's go. 1, bend knee. I'm gonna rotate to the bent knee. Bring it back. I'm gonna keep the other knee bent and rotate to it as I push the leg and in. 3. Take your time. There's a bit of coordination going on here. 4. Keep the knee in and know that you're rotating to that side. 5. And then push the other side away. Pull it in. 5 more. 6. Lift the band as high as you can without hurting your shoulder. 7. Good. 8, challenge. Maybe the leg goes down more. The other one pulls in more. 9. Good. Last one. 10. Back to center. Hug your knees. Rock side to side. Very nice, everyone. Let's take that band off. Good. Nice. Rock side to side. Shake your head side to side. Shrug the shoulders a little bit. Good. I'm going to bring the legs down and we're going to go into some bridges, mainly to open this up. And then we're going to go belly down and we're going to go into some extensions and then we'll stretch you a bit and then off you go. Okay? All right. So feet parallel, heels in alignment with the sit bones, arms next to you, tuck your chin, length of the back of the neck. Let's go here. Okay? And let's press into the heel and squeeze the butt. Press into the heel, squeeze. Round the tailbone off the ground, scoop the abdominals and roll up. Let's go halfway. Thighs reaching forward. Scapulas and arms pressing down. Scoop the abdominal, roll everything down. Okay? We know these really well. So let's do 3 more. Pressing the heel into the ground. When you push the heel, look, my glutes are already squeezing. Dig the heel into the floor, even if the toes come up. Scoop the abdominals, roll to the waistline only. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, roll down. Good, and go. 2. Take the heels down, roll. Really move from your butt. 3. Good. So if you want to lift the toes to make sure you're working the glutes, great. Otherwise, your feet can stay down. Let's go higher. Breathe out. Dig the heels. Squeeze the glutes. Scoop the abdominal imprint. Keep rolling 1 bone at a time. Tailbone is lifting. Thighs are reaching. Chest and ribs are pressing down. Scapulas and arm. Make sure the chest and the ribs press. The pelvis is tilted. Tailbone that way. Pubic bone up. And the thighs are reaching. Breathe out from the top. Relax the chest from the esophagus. Go down. Really press this esophagus down and then 1 bone at a time down. 3 more. Let's go. Dig the heels, imprint. Squeeze the glutes as you press into the heel. Roll up. Chest, ribs, scapula, arms, press down. So only down here is pushing, yeah? From the glutes, not from the low back. And then lengthen on a breath in, breathe out from the esophagus. Go as high as you can without rounding the shoulders and roll down one bone at a time. Keep that pelvis long, keep the sit bones and the tailbone long. Go. Press the heels, scoop, imprint, roll. Keep reaching the thighs. Keep reaching the sit bones. Keep reaching the tailbone. Keep scooping, lifting the pubic bone, connect to belly button. Go a little higher, but only lift from the glute fold. Breathe out, down from the esophagus and upper rib. Lengthen the pelvis. If you need to push with your hand, push. Long sit bones, long tailbone. Mostly keep your thigh really long so it lengthens the spine. One more. Go. Dig into the heels, scoop, imprint, squeezing the glutes. Roll. Keep lifting the abdomen. So I need your pelvis to stay tight, tilted. Keep the hips and the ribs connected. Go a little higher, not through the low back. From down here, and then roll down. Relax the chest from the esophagus. Down, 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 down. One bone at a time, all the way down. Very good, everyone. Okay, so let's march. Since we've been doing all this single leg stuff, let's stay at the top and do 10 marches. So breathe out, scoop the abdominals, press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, come up. Maybe not all the way, maybe halfway. Use the scapulas and the arm as stability point. Bring the feet maybe a little closer together. Now, tuck the pelvis. Stabilize the side that's going to stay on the ground. I'm going to show you the side closer to you. And then float the other leg up. When we float, we don't want to lose the stability of the pelvis. So lift both hips up and down. Scoop, tuck. Now, as I lift this leg up, I try to keep lifting the same hip bone up. So I lift this hip bone. When I lift the leg, I'm able to not drop it. The other leg is working really hard. All right, let's continue. 3, breathe in to lift or out, it's up to you, and down. Lift the hip bone of the leg that's going to go up first. Keep lifting the abdominals to stabilize, down. 5. Keep rounding the pelvis for me a little bit. 6. So if you're too high and you're feeling your back, you need to come down a little bit, tuck a little bit more. 6. So I want you to imagine the pubic bone connecting here to the belly button. 8. 9. Press the scapula, the arms on the ground. They're really giving you stability. And 10. Stay. Lengthen. Roll down slow. Keep lengthening the spine, lengthening the thighs, and lengthen as you go down. Woo! Cross the leg and stretch. Pull it in. And rock side to side a little bit if you need to. Hold it there for a minute. Push the knee away with the elbow. Yeah, if you can. Or stay down, push knee away, or just pull. And breathe, stay there. We still have 30 seconds to go. Keep pulling the leg and increasing the stretch. Pushing with the elbow, the knee away. Relaxed breath. Just keep rocking side to side if that feels good for you. 10 seconds. Increase the stretch on the breath out. Relax the shoulder and the neck. Nice. And then we're going to switch sides. So release and recross. Okay, make sure the pelvis is still aligned. You're not, if you're tight and you're rotating, maybe you need to go lower. Hands behind the thigh, elbow pushes away and pull. So I'm pushing with this elbow and I'm pulling with the other arm. Breathe in. Watch your shoulders. Breathe out. Try to pull a little more. Keep breathing. We have 20 seconds to go. Keep pulling. Last 2 breaths. We started over here. We should end much deeper, yeah? And then when you're done with the second breath, relax here. Okay, so we're gonna go on our belly and we're gonna do some back extension. So roll over. Okay. All right, so let's do a little bit of scapular glides and then we're just gonna go into our swans. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Okay, so I'd like you to extend your arms forward, legs back. I have my legs hip width apart, okay? If you need to bring it together, totally fine with me. If you need to take it even wider to decompress your back, you can do that. You may also put a roll-up mat or towel under the pelvis to help you tilt the pelvis, yeah, like tucking the tailbone to decompress the back if you need that. I'm gonna have my palms facing each other and my pinky on the ground, okay? So I'm here. And then I'm gonna do a few scapular glides here. If you need to prop something under your head because you don't want to keep your head up, that's fine, but don't drop the head down lower than your shoulders, okay? That's not gonna be good. So either you work the neck muscles by keeping it hanging, tuck your chin, reach the back of the neck to the ceiling and lengthen the back of the head forward. Arms maybe a little wider than shoulders. Push the pinky forward, pull the shoulder scapulars down, open up the armpits towards the ceiling and scapulars go out and down. Push, 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 reach. From the outer arm, you're pushing from here and you're pulling from here, rotating the arms and opening up the shoulders. So there's a slight rotation of the arm as you glide. But I want the scapula to stay as wide as you can on your outer rib, okay? So give me about 10 scapular glides. If you can't glide, just keep the arms loose, put a towel under your hand or anything. You may also do it with a roller if you want, okay? The roller is higher, but if you don't have a problem with that, for those of you who have been doing class with me for a while, you know that we always do scapular glides here. Okay, so from here, I just need your abdominals to lift more, ribs and abs to lift more, and you do your scapular glides up here. Okay, so we push, pull, open, 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 almost like you want to open the palms of the hand to the ceiling so the chest opens up. Then you go to pinky side. So if it helps you open the palms to the ceiling to open the shoulder, do that. Keep the belly lifted off the ground, imagine, and the tailbone reaching to the big toes. Keep the spine and the neck and the head long. Okay, pull, breathe in to reach, breathe out. Lengthen the neck up and pull the shoulder down. I'm fine if you guys are like doing 15 to 20. Okay, so on the floor or on the roller. And then when you're done, just rest. So make a pillow with your hand and rest your forehead on it and breathe. Relax the shoulder, relax the neck. Breathe to the belly now. Good. Okay, so with the swan, the two things that you can do, hands in line with the head, if you just want to go up very little, hands in line with the shoulder, and the forearms can stay on the ground, and you just come up just as much. Okay, over here, it's not as compressed, you can spread your shoulders wide. So spread the shoulders wide, whether your hand is aligned with the head or with the shoulder. It's not glued, it's a bit wide. Pull the shoulder and scapula down, lengthen the neck. Keep the abdominals lifted, the tailbone lengthened, come up just to the rib cage. And then come back down if this is enough for you. So lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the legs, and come up with the chest shifting forward in one long line. Okay, the arms are barely working, but if you need help, keep pulling the scapula down. If your hand is next to your shoulder, come up just to where the rib still stays. Okay, you're almost barely using. You can go a little higher if you have that in you. For those using the roller, pinky side, down, palms facing, arms a bit wider than shoulder. Pull the shoulder scapula down, lift the abdominal, lengthen the tailbone, and shift the chest forward and come up in one long line. I'm bending my elbow a little bit because it's a lot of stress on my shoulder, so it softens the pressure on the shoulder. But try not to pull the elbow in. It's just soft so you can press, and you're going forward enough, you're not going up, compressing low back, okay? Let's go for 10. So pull the shoulder scapula down, open shoulders wide, lift the abdominal, tailbone lengthen, crown of the head going forward. So I'm reaching my body forward, 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 and then I come down. There should be no compression on your low back. So roller, no roller, hand here, keep going. Shoulders wide, soften the elbow, lengthen the crown of the head, lift the abdominals and go. Shift the chest and the crown of the head forward. Press into the roller or the floor and come up. Keep the abdominals really lifting and the tailbone really lengthened. So I don't want to see movements coming from your low back. I want to see it coming from your upper back. If I were to relax, I look like this, okay? I'm not rounding my upper back. Pull the shoulders and scapulas, open them wide. Rotate armpits to the floor. Soften the elbows as much as you need and come forward. Lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone. Okay, if you need to bend the elbows more, that's fine. It helps much more for the arms to be closer to you. Press into the roller. So this is a lot of work on your arms. I'm breathing out to come up. You may certainly breathe in because I want help with my abdominals. I'm looking at you guys. So finish 10. I'm going to do 2 more. 9. Forward, forward, forward. So if you just want to come to the rib cage, just come up a little bit, okay? And then this will be the last one. Nice. All right, make a pillow with your hand. Just give me 3 breaths to the belly. So resting your forehead in your arms, breathing in, relaxing the back. And you can either stay there or we can push back into down dog. So if you want to do that, toes together, knees apart, okay? Press up, so hands next to shoulder, push. Toes stay together, knees apart, so you can actually bring your torso in between your knees. So what's nice to do here, if your back is tight, is you push the arm to round. And I want you to try to reach your sit bones to your heels if your back is okay with this. Yeah, so it's not about doing this. I'm pushing to round. And then as I keep pushing, I'm still pushing, but I'm coming down, still pushing. And then either rest your head on a block, come down, or don't come down. Keep pushing and rounding and breathe into your back. Also, if you want to grab your heels, pull and around your back this way you can. So you're tucking your tailbone, lifting the abdominals and lifting the ribs as you pull your ankles. Otherwise, you can be here and breathe into your back. When you're ready, you can roll up and sit tall on your heels. Good, stay there, stretching if you need to. I'm just gonna stretch your arm a little bit, so shoulder down, pull the arm across. You can just stay in child's pose if you want. So just stretching the shoulders a little bit for the arm work that we did. Shoulder down, bring it across. So if you're doing the recording, you can just pause and keep stretching. I'm gonna go a bit quick because I have to run to my reformer class. Nice. Hands together here, round the back. Drop the head. Breathe into your back. And then hands in the back, shoulders down. Squeeze the scapulas to push the chest forward. Arms keep reaching to the floor and back. Chest up. Breathe into your chest. You should feel all of this we worked at holding the band, right? And roll the shoulders. All right, everyone. Thank you. I hope your abs are going to be really sore tomorrow because there's a lot of abdominals. All right. And hopefully I'll see you soon. I'm going to stop the recording.
Thank you, Mona.
You're welcome.